Try not to hide away, because it made me worse. I know it's hard and you don't want to talk about it, you don't want to face the one thing you wish you had, but it does get better. It just takes a lot of time. You need to push yourself to push through it. I think I ignored everything for a long time. I just tried to carry on, and then it hit me like a ton of bricks. You need to talk about it. If there's anything in your mind, say it out loud. Don't hide it. It makes you worse.
Any baby loss charity or organisation, the last thing they would want is to know that there were bereaved parents out there feeling isolated. My advice to bereaved parents is, if you are feeling that way, then please contact your nearest charity. They are increasing in numbers, I believe, and there may not be one on your doorstep, but certainly find your nearest one. Nowadays, we are very lucky. We also have a lot of online support. There are a lot of baby loss forums. They are there to offer support, and it's genuine support from people who have had a similar experience and understand, the devastation and trauma of losing your baby.
There is support out there. Maybe you have to go out and find it. I know that SANS have a helpline, and the multiple twin organisation, they also have a helpline as well. There is help, so don't think that there's no one there.
We check in with each other, right, how was today? How did you find today? Was it better? Was it worse? How can we make tomorrow better? We did it religiously, even throughout the pregnancy with the girls, because obviously we'd gone from losing a baby to a triplet pregnancy, where losing a baby is a very high risk, and that was very emotionally wearing. But it was both of us being honest with each other. And when I felt cross at him for him appearing to cope, I told him, and he was like, okay, I hear you. I didn't brush over it or pretend that it was fine or stuff it in a box and go, no, I'm not going to deal with it. And it's still hard to talk about, but I feel I'm in a better place for it. Had I put it in a box and got on with it, I don't think I would be as good as I am now. But it's hard to talk about. And yeah, just find someone you can talk to, whether it's your spouse or your friend or your parents or your neighbour, someone that you can be 100% honest with.
After the loss of a baby, I can completely understand why parents might go into their shell and not want to come out. I felt like that myself. But with the right support, life can be your new normal. It won't never be the same, but it can be a new normal. And I would say, if you've lost a baby however long ago, access support, because it's there, and don't be afraid of walking into that room for the first time into a support meeting. It'd be, of course, apprehensive, but it became for me such a source of comfort. And I still go to support meetings now, even, 4 years later, every now and again, to remember how far I've come and to help other parents that are going through it. And it is a source of support and of comfort.
It can be very isolating, and the reasoning is this, to my mind. People don't know what to say. They're concerned that if they say something, it will make it worse. As a bereaved parent, I can tell you that actually we want to hear our child's name, and there isn't going to be anything that you can say to make the situation any worse. You need to talk to people. You need to talk to each other as a couple. It's not uncommon for relationships, marriages to break down. Following the loss of an infant, communication is key. I would seek out a bereavement support group in your local area, because I believe that's one of the best ways to heal, actually. Counselling is vital. Again, you need to see whether there is provision for that in your local area. CRUIS, the National Counselling Charity, do offer free counselling. And again, that's very useful. For me, as a bereaved mother, I sought counselling 5 years after the loss of my daughter. And my only regret there is that I had done it very much sooner. Unfortunately, there wasn't free counselling in my area at the time. And I do think that's a big stumbling block for a lot of families. And not a lot of families can afford 40, 50 quid an hour to go to counselling. But speak to people, speak to other bereaved parents, get your counselling, get everything out, because believe me, if you don't, you'll be in a situation where I was 5 years later, in a bit of a mess, actually.